Hey, it's Clay, and this will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, April 22nd. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That's because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, we are looking at MLGO, very popular from a few weeks ago, and it has shown back up in a big way, not only from a price action standpoint, but you look down here at the volume, and credit where credit's due, the volume has come pouring back in. So a lot of people now caring about this one. So let's map out some of the key levels. And I'll just start with what's pretty much the obvious level, and that is right up here, this pink line, which on my chart denotes the famous 200 period moving average. And you can see that is essentially right where the price got rejected from today. So moving into the week, $16, and we'll just call it 25 cents, will be public enemy number one. And that's not a great discovery on my part. So I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to imply that's a great discovery. I think a lot of people have noticed that. And I say all that because when a lot of people are watching the same levels and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. It can produce some very dynamic movements. So there are no guarantees, but totally valid in my opinion, that if the price were to come up there and actually break through it, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure. Like I said, even if you just want to call it a self-fulfilling prophecy. In terms of areas of support, in my opinion, assuming you care about the bigger picture point of view, everything is still perfectly fine as long as the price stays above that area of the purple line there, 50 period moving average. And I say, assuming you care about the bigger picture, because I do understand if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought right there and your plan was to buy within, buy and sell within 10 minutes, well then yeah, the price going all the way down there would be very, very bad for your situation. But that's why I'm making the distinction. If you care about the bigger picture, then even if the price came down here and did something like that before curling back upwards, what would you still have from the bigger picture standpoint? You'd still have a set of lows there. You'd have lows down here. And if you envision those as stair steps, you'd still have progress being made in the upwards direction. So moving forward, keep a close eye on that 200 period moving average. As long as the price stays above there, then from the bigger picture, the price still has plenty of opportunity to build that higher base. Next one here, RSLS, and same general idea of what I just talked about. So I'm going to go through this one a little quicker, but right here you can see that 200 period moving average. Now it didn't hit it exactly, but very close before getting rejected back down. So on RSLS, 200 period moving average is, once again, that key area of resistance, right now valued at 0.496. And then on the flip side of things, same exact idea of what I just talked about, key area of support being that purple line there, 50 period moving average right there at 0.366. Same idea, because as long as the price can stay above there, then as I was just illustrating with MLGO, if the price comes down there and bounces around, from an overarching standpoint, again, you still have progress being made in the upwards direction. But again, all depends on point of view. If you're a day trader, flipper, scalper, bought right there, you bought right there, and your plan was to buy and sell within 7 minutes, chart's not looking so good for you. But overarching, looking at the bigger picture, great movement today, pulling back a little bit, but still plenty of opportunity to build a higher base. So let's see if the bulls can get that job done. Next one, TSLL, and we have ourselves a very interesting final 30 minutes of the day. Again, each one of these represents 30 minutes, so you can see last 30 minutes coming to life quite a bit. And what makes this interesting, or at least in my opinion makes it interesting, let me get this trend line in play. You can see that basically the entire afternoon there is this downwards line right here. Let me change that to red for resistance. But, it was pretty much preventing the price from making any sort of movement. And you can see even the last couple of candles right there, the price just couldn't quite push above it, got rejected. But yes, now hopefully it makes sense more, because as I talk, you can see the price has now gotten up above that red line, which allows for a very exciting question to be asked. That question being, is this the start of something even bigger? Now think about that question. It makes no sense to ask it if nothing worthwhile is even happening, because is this the start of something bigger? Well, is what the start? Nothing's going on. But that's not the case here. Something is going on. You have a nice break of that trend line. Now, to be fair, maybe it's not the start of anything bigger. Maybe this thing rolls right back over. But also, to be fair, that is a two-sided coin, because, well, maybe it is the start of something bigger, and this thing is getting ready to rock and roll. So we'll see what happens with it. But if you like these circumstances where you get to ask that question, is this the start of something bigger? Then here you go. Next one, UPXI, good solid overall pattern here. So let me get this drawn into play. And by no means am I trying to imply that this is some sort of great discovery on my part, as I talked about already. I think a lot of people have drawn what I'm drawing here, so it just brings about that talking topic again of potential self-fulfilling prophecies. So we have that area of support. We have that area of resistance. Let me make this a little bit more proportional. There we go. And let me just keep it all one color so we can hopefully make this pattern easier to see. So let's get this to yellow. So we have our area of resistance. We have our area of support. We have the big, huge move right there. And if you golfers out there try to make it a little bit more visual, put the golf hole down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because something's in a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed it's going to go upwards. But would it be shocking to anybody? I don't think so. If the price were to come up here, break through there, and then that break right there, get more upside buying pressure, I don't think, like I said, that would shock anybody. So if you like this price range, you like bull pennant patterns, keep an eye on it. Next one here, NVDA, and very, very similar to what I talked about earlier with TSLL. We have ourselves one of these. Is this the beginning of something even bigger? Or is this the start of something even bigger? Especially on NVIDIA, a very, very watched stock. I mean, you could probably argue maybe the most watched stock out there. But point being is you now have a situation where that question makes sense. Is this the start of something bigger? That being the same as TSLL, the price is broken through that area. So in my mind, it's really as simple as that. And what makes NVIDIA very, very interesting moving forward is this break the leading indicator? Is there more momentum to come? If you like these sorts of stocks, if you like the very well-known stocks such as NVIDIA, definitely keep a close eye on it, and let's see if it is indeed the start of an even bigger move upwards. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering later on in the week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down below in the description area you can use to sign up, or if you're watching at my website, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can use to sign up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. Next one here, taking a look at DWTX and have ourselves a good solid pattern here. You got to think that a lot of people have drawn that trend line right there to just illustrate the top part of the pattern. And then on the flip side of things, this area right here, which the price is actually currently right at the bottom of this trend line right here. So from an overarching standpoint, though, we have our resistance, we have our support. You have the big upwards move right here. Have the golf hole down here. So we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. Now, in the event, let's see. The market closes in about 9 minutes as of right now. So if you're watching this video and saying, actually, Clay, the price is down below that trend line, the must-hold level would be, is the price still above that purple line? I'd be shocked if you were answering the question that the price is down below there. So even if the price still is above that purple line, that would imply the overall trend is still upwards. The price is still building higher bases. But yes, what would make the chart look the healthiest? Definitely if the price can stay inside of this pattern, which so far so good. But again, to be fair, the market closes in, like I said, still got a little bit before the market officially closes. So if the price is down below there, then make sure you take an inventory check of whether or not the price is still above that purple line. Next one here, DMN. A lot of people still sort of asking about this one. Has that a lot of volume? But usually I'm not down in this price range. In fact, I had to just go check real quick. Is it DMN? And it is. So I don't foresee doing this one very much more unless this thing, actually kind of gets back in more of a respectable price area. But nonetheless, I want to map it out because I know there's still probably quite a few people curious about things. And really moving forward, first key level of resistance right there at 0043. Yes, I'm talking about a stock that is trading down below a penny right now. But 0.0043 going to be that key battleground. You can see twice today it was rejected at that area. So that's clearly where some sellers are hanging out right now. And then on the flip side of things, as far as supports, I would keep a close eye on that support right there because to be fair, as long as the price does stay above that line, then that does imply the price is building higher bases. And from a general bigger picture point of view, that's what it's all about. Nothing can go straight up, but if you do want something to be overall bullish and remain bullish, you got to see it remain in an uptrend via building those higher bases, and that is what that line right there will help you with. But yeah, overall, shaky looking chart, but maybe, just maybe, this is the start of a bigger break to the upside. Next one, PLTR, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched past videos, but if you have, hopefully remember me talking about this area of support down here at the 89.70 mark, because overall the price did ultimately hold strong. Granted, yeah, sure, it did drop a little bit below that line, but supports and resistance levels are not exact to the penny. There is a bit of a range element associated with them, and I would argue that this is, stayed plenty within the range before eventually getting a bounce back up off that area of support. So in other words, so far so good. 89.70 did behave as support, and you're going to want to see that continue to happen moving forward, assuming, of course, you're along. If it does not, then no guarantees that it drops straight down to that area. But I don't think anybody would be shocked with a break of 89.70 if the price then did drop down to that pink line there. Right now, valued at, we'll just call it 86.45, which again is that 200 period moving average. If the price does try to bounce upwards, first key battleground to keep a close eye on will be that purple line right there, the 50 period moving average. If the price can push up through there, next key battleground to keep a close eye on will be this area of resistance right here, currently valued at 94.70. But in my opinion, Priority number one moving forward is, can the price continue to maintain that area, or are the bears getting ready to make another push to the downside? So we'll see what happens. Next one, SOXL, and same general idea of what I've talked about with these other ones. It had a nasty start to the day, was really, getting pushed further and further below. And then you can see right here, the price actually broke above it right there. And in the question of, is this the start of something bigger? As of now, yeah, it absolutely seems so. So if you're somebody that actually caught this during the day and bought the breakout earlier right here, you're already getting paid very nicely. But again, for the rest of us that are just observing and wondering, yes, this certainly makes sense to ask the question, is this move here through the trend line on very respectable volume, is this the start of something even bigger? So you've already heard me talk about that concept, so I don't want to, spend any more of your time. But yeah, if you like this price range, you like these scenarios where the breakout has occurred, it's getting more movement. So is this the start of a bigger even move where this thing's headed back into the 10s? Let's see what happens on Tuesday. Next one, TSLA Tesla, and overall a rough day from the, again, keyword being overall sense, because the price has dropped down below that area of support. So yes, like I said, assuming you care about the bigger picture point of view, not great to see the price below there. And that's where the first update comes into play, just based on the rule that when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. With all that being said, this is following the same track record in question of a lot of these other stocks. Yeah, this thing got beat down. Yeah, the price was still getting pushed down. However, to be fair, this last 30 minutes of the day, the price has gotten a nice break. The price is getting more pushed. So yeah, moving into the next couple of days, is this price getting ready to go back up there and potentially do a back test of that breakdown point? That obviously still all remains to be seen, but it is more than credible to now throw out there, hey, Tesla's looking good after this last 30 minutes. It's got the trend line break. It's got volume. It's got momentum in the upward direction. Is this momentum going to carry into Tuesday? Are we going to see one of those classic Tesla moves where the thing starts ripping and roaring? Nobody knows that, but it's certainly more than plausible to throw out that suggestion based on how the last 30 minutes has behaved. So yeah, grab your popcorn, grab your Sour Patch Kids for Tuesday. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. Like I said, it'll be later this week, Thursday, April 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. And as far as these top 10 videos are concerned, as always, if you enjoy these, please hit that like button. And if you are, have any suggestions or anything like that, requests, put those down in the comment section and I will read and do my best to get to them. But yes, overall, if you enjoy, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and go get signed up for the free class. Thanks for watching. Take care.